Ms. Latham, was that 15,000 you talked about, was that ever actually certified?
We were never able to certify those results.
So as we're sitting on election day, those 15,000 votes may or may not have counted, but after election day in the recount, do you have any way of knowing, as we see here today, if those actually counted in Trump's total or Joe Biden?
Nobody's ever shown me that, and I've asked the question, and I got a shoulder shrug. I know that Coffee County certified election night, but we were never able to certify from the recount.
And could you explain to the committee the ratio that you saw of the Trump ballots that, in your opinion, were not going through, whether that be accidental or intentional? Can you explain that process?
Okay. During the recount, I was standing there. There was me, various volunteers throughout the day. As ballots were being scanned, votes would jam up the system. And there's a system where it does 4 ballots, and it tells you which ballot to pull and then rescan. As the day went on, the supervisor would pull those 1 ballots that were jamming and stacking them up. At the end of the day, she made the determination to run those entire ballots. They were the QR codes, not the absentee ballots. They were the ones with the QR codes.
And is there any other counties that this happened in where they were concerned about certifying but felt compelled or forced to?
Yes, I was told by many counties that they called, questioned the Secretary of State, and they were told to certify.
Can you tell this committee how many counties that might be?
I talked to personally 8 counties, and out of that, 6 said they were forced to certify.
Can you explain what you mean by forced to certify?
One county was 106 votes off, and the Secretary of State's office told them they must certify that number. Another county, which was a small county, was 2.3% off. They were told they had to recertify. Another county was off. They questioned it. The Secretary of State said, upload your stuff, let us look at it. They called them back and said, oh, we found a missing batch. And then they magically matched. That's what I was told. I have copies of the emails later on, whatever you need. And those people were willing to do an affidavit.
Can you tell us what steps the Secretary of State took when they came down to Coffee County?
When they came to Coffee County, they came down on a Friday. They told them that Thursday, I believe, it may have been late Wednesday, that they were coming. 3 people from the Secretary of State showed up with guns and badges and handcuffs, and 2 Dominion Tech reps. They came with the intent of intimidation. Luckily, the county attorney stayed with the supervisor so that she wasn't by herself. And basically, he said, you want a recount? We'll do a recount. There were no Democrats, no Republicans there to watch this recount. And the attorney called to an area private school, got a group of sophomores. They sat there and divided the ballots into 100-count batches. And they proceeded to scan them, and they wouldn't scan. The Dominion Tech ran into the problems that Coffee County ran into. The Dominion Tech sat on the floor for 2 hours with a manual trying to figure out why they couldn't get the machines to do what they needed to do.
And Kathy, was the Secretary of State responsive or helpful during this process?
No, sir. In fact, I even personally texted him at times when we needed help. He would say he was on it, and we never got a response. I had emails sent to Mr. Sterling. He would say, I'm on it, and we would get no response.
I think that's conclusive testimony. Yeah. All right.